Oh my gosh, the Illard Legion. It's the illest Stop it. Stop it now, immediately. No! You need a license to use jokes that Stop.
In the face of this new draconic threat, we would indeed benefit from Estinian's presence. Yet I cannot help but wonder how Kryl and Tataru intend to locate him. They certainly seemed confident. However... Good news, Zordia! Thancred and Urianger have finished their tour of Garlemald and are on their way back. Here, even as we speak. As we still haven't heard anything on the towers from the Alliance, I'm hoping they might be able to shed some light on things. They're due to arrive any moment now, so let's see what they have to say, eh? Ah, a welcoming party. You needn't have gone to the trouble. From what I hear, you've been more than busy enough as it is. Honestly, you might have waited for me to return before discovering a cure for tempering. As it is, I can't even pretend to have been involved. Well, if it is any consolation, I myself was little more than a spectator. The lion's share of credit must go to Alise, Graha, and Zordia. But I believe I speak for the rest of us when I say we are proud to have rendered what little assistance we could. As you will also have heard, though, it hasn't been all tales of triumph. Just as we were taking a step towards finally addressing the primal threat, a pile of fresh problems landed in our lap. Anyway, it's good to have you back, though I can't help noticing that we're one Urianger short of a scouting party. You haven't lost him, have you? Oh, I couldn't lose him if I tried, and I did try repeatedly. But no, he decided to linger in Alamigo to apprise Raubon and the others of how the land lies in Garlemald. Then mayhap you would do the same for us. Indeed, it was just as Lee said, worse in fact. Devastation as far as the eye could see. Nerva and the third, not Illard, however, were notable by their absence. Damn it, now I can't unsee it. I can't frickin' unsee it anymore! Might they have met their end at the hands of Xenos and Fandaniel? Perhaps. Or perhaps they simply lost the will to fight. Tempered? You see, the capital has been plunged into a deathly silence, with one exception, the Imperial Palace. It was a busy place before the war, but it has grown busier still, with throngs of soldiers and civilians working their day and night to rebuild, or rather, transform it. Into what? Oh, exactly, Alise. Transform it into what? That is a difficult question to answer. The construction is vast and unsettling to behold, like something from a nightmare. According to Urianger, certain aspects of its design were clearly devised with the manipulation of Aether in mind, and Magitech in other words. Yet as unnerving as said edifice was, it was nothing next to the sight of its builders. They swarmed the place like so many insects, working with nary a word exchanged between them, no one overseeing construction, no one barking orders. It was as if they were possessed. Or tempered. Dun dun dun! We wanted to investigate more closely, but given our suspicions, it seemed wiser not to take the risk. If Fandaniel could bind Bahamut to his will, might he have done the same to the people of Garlemald? That's a lot of people. Whatever the truth may be, this information is certain to prove valuable. You have our thanks. Well, be sure to save some for Urianger, which reminds me, I have a message from Alamigo. Raubon is hosting a meeting to discuss the latest findings on the towers, and he requested our presence. Then why not leave that to us? You must be weary of your mission. No, I'm fine. Those towers have been on my mind since I first spied one on the way back, and I'm keen to get to the bottom of this. In that case, I shall stay and begin looking into another matter, as I promised Kryl. We need not all attend. Very well. I suggest the rest of us make our way to Alamigo forthwith. The sooner we leave, the more time we will have to speak with Urianger before the meeting. The royal menagerie is still close to civilians. Fandaniel and its pets certainly left their mark. While we may safely assume that the Telafuroi are behind the works being carried out on the Imperial Palace, we can only guess at their purpose. I wonder if there have been any developments regarding the Amalja abductions. It can be no mere coincidence that the incidents began occurring just as the towers first appeared. Although I was only in Revenant's Toll a short while, I did manage to squeeze in a brief drink with Philhamin. Spring water only. It being a flying visit. Sure, Thancred. My friends, much and more have I heard of your travails in our absence. Heartened am I to see you all hale and whole, as are we to see you safely return from your mission, Urianger. I trust Thancred made you feel welcome? Well, well, if it is an Alphinaud with his merry band.
Who dis?
Oh, it's you! Arenvold! What are you doing here? When we spoke via Link Pearl, you told me you'd be away on a mission. And who's to say this isn't part of it? But enough about that. It's good to see you looking so similar. I thought you'd have grown a bit taller after a whole year in another world, but apparently not. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you. While my soul may be a year older, my body has hardly aged, as you are well aware. And may I remind you that we Elezen are known to be late bloomers, especially in terms of our height. Mark my words, the day will come when even a great auroch such as yourself will crane your neck to meet my eye.
Sure. Oh, Alphinaud.
Aye, 'twas not until my 20th summer that I myself outgrew my boyish proportions, though Moenbrida towered over me nonetheless. Arenvold brings out the best in Alphinaud, doesn't he? They both seem so at ease in each other's company. It's almost endearing.
Aw.
So, what exactly brings you here? Oh, for Dola mostly. We need to go over a few things before we set out. Set out? Wait, does this have something to do with the towers? What gave you that impression? Actually, tell me later. You've got a meeting to go to. I'll see you afterwards, alright?
I'm worried. I'm worried for Arenvold, because he's a secondary character.
If Fordola is going with him, that must mean... My apologies. As Arenvold rightly pointed out, we have a meeting to attend. Let us be about it.
アラミ語を通じて共有してもらった。敵地への潜入という危険を冒してくれたことに感謝する。なすべきことをなしただけのこと。聞けば、ここアラミ語でもアシエンが竜神のまがいものを呼び出し、終末をもたらすと宣言したとか。
Final days.
自分たちはテロフォロイだと名乗り、派手な宣戦布告をして去っていった。
I feel like what Elidibus and Emmett Suck did was theatrics. Or Elidibus specifically with the meteors. But Fandaniel actually brought fire and hurt people.
しかしその後はというと、目立った動きがない。各国それぞれに警戒を強めてはいるものの、ルナ・バハムートも姿を消したままだ。
嵐の前の静けさでしょうか。とはいえ、手をこまねいているわけには参りません。
Right. We need to know.
各地に出現した塔を終末の塔と名付け、調査隊を派遣しました。
And then they all turned into zombies. At least it's okay.
私、帰還してきた調査隊を出迎えたんだけど、突然彼らが襲いかかってきたんだ。
Well, that's not good.
その様子に見覚えがあったからさ。拘束した上でフォークシーを使って治療を試みたら、みんな正気に戻って。
So we were able to untemper them. This is bad.
落ち着いた後、隊員たちに話を聞いたんだけど、塔に近づいたところで方向のような何かが聞こえて、それからの記憶がないって言うんだ。
The roar? Is it the lunar Bahamut?
それだけじゃない。彼らは私たちに襲いかかるとき、こう言ったんだ。
And glory to Garlemald, right? Yeah.
ってね。
The sus!
通常、テンパードは神への信仰心を焼き付けられています。しかし、こたびの事例では、ガレマール帝国への愛国心が刻印されていたと。
Yeah.
報告はもう一つある。先日発生したアマルジェ族の誘拐事件だが、他の種族も同様の被害を受けていることが判明した。
No! We were just starting to get along with the beast tribes.
しかもどうやらこの拉致騒ぎにも九段の塔が関係しているようなのだ。
What are they doing with the beast tribes?
ドラバニアに現れた 週末の塔を監視させていたところ、黒装束に身を包んだ一団が拘束されたイクサル族を連れて塔へと向かう姿を発見。
Shackled? Rude.
神殿騎士団を派遣して攻撃。イクサル族を解放しつつ誘拐犯を改めたのだが、帝国製の装備を所持していたことが確認されたのだ。
週末の塔と石族の誘拐事
I don't know, this seems a little
件
too
の点が
on the
帝国軍
nose.
という線で結ばれたというわけか。
I mean, Fandaniel doesn't... I don't think he's cunning enough. He just goes straight for it. I don't know. I don't know him enough.
ファダニエルと結託したゼノスが何らかの方法で内戦状態だった帝国軍の残党を束ねテレフォローに組み込んだと見るべきであろう。
Teleforo.
ドマとも情報を共有しているが、ヒエン殿もまた同じ見立てだと話しておられた。
Aw, Hien could be here.
いずれ東方連合とともに東西から帝国を攻撃し講和に持ち込むつもりでいたが、そこでだ、状況を打開するための一手として適性を備えた者たちに協力を要請しておいた。
Everyone who is untemperable, I believe. Alphinaud, relax.
万神のエーテル放射に耐えうる者たちならば、精神汚染されることなく塔を調査することも可能である。
Makes sense, makes sense.
フォルドラも調査への参加に同意してくれました。俺たち二人でこの任務に当たらせていただきます。
Fordola.
危険な任務だが、ここで敵の狙いがつかめれば有効な打開策もまた導き出せるはずだ。どうか頼むぞ。
But Zenos is alive. Is Fordola gonna stay loyal to us?
皆の助けになるというのなら喜んでどこへでも行きますよ。
I don't know if I trust this.
それでは我々からの報告は以上だ。アレンバルドとフォルドラの両名は準備を整えた後、護衛部隊と合流してくれ。
アレンバルド、君は分かってるよ。出発前に話をしよう。
If it's small talk you're after, look elsewhere.
Okay.
I accept that numbers can prove a hindrance when infiltrating enemy territory, but send only 2.
I mean, I could join, no?
Now that it's out in the open, I don't have to keep it under my proverbial hat anymore.
I really hope he's gonna be okay. I don't know if I trust this.
一応言っておくが、さっきタタルさんに報告は入れたぜ。ラールガーズリーチにいるジャー・モルバとバーマハにもな。
君の志願を咎めるつもりはないよ。だが敵の拠点へ侵入することになるんだ。これ
Aww.
までにない危険な任務だと理解しているね。
そしてその力が俺にはあるんだ。今ここで動かないでいたら俺は一生ものの後悔をするだろう。
This is giving me big red flags.
君は
囚人部隊の兵士にそれを聞くのか？危険な任務に従事する見返りとして除名されているんだぞ。
I mean, fair.
そんな答えで煙に巻くなよ。今回の任務はラウバウン司令から拒否権を与えられていたろう。
Aww.
聞けばガレマール帝国は事実上崩壊しているらしい。私たちが絶対だと信じた大国がいとも簡単にね。
That is not what happened. You paranoid, Zor? It's been like 2 patches since they killed off a major character. When are you gonna let that go? Frizz, it's been too long. We're due for another death.
そして今回の一件を引き起こしたテロフォローというのはゼノス様、いやゼノスが率いているという。だから知りたいのさ。終末の塔に何が隠されているのか、自分が何に加担していたのかを見極めるためにな。
Okay, alright. I can see the sincerity. I love how it's raining. It's super dark. Maybe it's also because of the weather that's giving me like really bad vibes. You know what I mean? This is like, it's raining. This is the storm. Because bad things are about to happen. No? I'm overthinking. I'm overthinking. Everything's gonna be fine. Aww. No! They're too friendly! They're too close! Someone's gonna die! Okay, I'm done. I won't complain anymore. I said my piece.
帝国兵らしき者の姿が多数確認されているんだ。だから比較的警備が手薄だと言われているパガル山の塔に向かうつもりさ。
大草原パガル山。あそこはアマルジャ族が支配する土地だが、踏み込んで大丈夫なのか。
蛮神対策の一環としてアマルジャ族の動向を探るためパガル山に潜入したことがあるんだ。多少の土地勘もあるから安心してくれ。
This is 14. Everything is fine.
俺たちはそろそろ行くよ。
I don't trust it. Never again. I will never trust it.
ああ、そうだ、アレンバルド。落ち着いたら以前のようにロッホセレコにでも行こう。
Oh!
水泳の上達ぶりを師匠である君に見せたいからね。
They're setting it up so that this is such a big death flag.
そりゃいいや。お前たちも調査や任務に行くときは気をつけてな。お互い無事でまた会おう。ありがとうな。任務に参加してくれて。
前の作戦ではお前に助けられた。借りを作ったまま死なれちゃ寝覚めが悪い。
Or she'll die.
頼りにさせてもらうさ。この件にはバハムートを従えた男が関わってるんだろう。そんなやつに出くわしたら俺一人で相手取れるわけないからな。そう、悔しいけど今の俺の実力なんてたかが知れている。世界を救った英雄はもちろん、その隣で戦ってきたアルフィノだってすごく強くなってるのにな。
True, that is true.
今の俺じゃとてもあいつらにはかなわないけどさ。同じ暁の一員として英雄になりたいって。分不相応かもしれないけど、そう憧れたこともあるんだ。
Nice, Ironvold.
託された思いに応えるためにも俺だってやってみせるさ。
さて、覚悟を決めて任務に赴いてくれたのだから、あとは仲間を信じるのみだ。
Believe in him.
週末の塔をアレンバルドたちが調べてくれるなら、我々はルナ・バハムートの方を追うとしよう。
こちらタタルです。聞いてください。エスティニアンさんが見つかりました。
Of course they found Justinian.
ですが、ルナ・バハムートのことをお伝えしたところ、こちらの
Oh my gosh, of course he left.
しまったのです。ただ、イシュガルドに行くとおっしゃってましたから、今すぐ向かえば先回りできるはずです。
Okay, cool. To Ishgard we go. I like how we're going back to all the old places. Like, they keep the old places in the loop.
至急イシュガルドに向かおう。ただ、そこで見つけられなかった場合も考えて、ボナンザ号を回しておくよう頼んでもらえるかい？
Oh yeah, the Bonanza. Can you bring the Bonanza, please?
わかりました。ではでは、私とクルルさんは石の上に
クルル
おりますので、無事にとっ捕まえることができるよう頑張ってください。
Cute.
それなら俺たちも一足先に石の家に戻っておこう。ヤシトラたちに会談の結果を共有しておきたいからな。
Let the two dads figure that out.
かの竜騎士と無事に出会えるよう祈っております。それでは。
Estinian Wormblood, the Azure Dragoon! His was another name that featured prominently in the history books, and it will be fascinating to meet the man in the flesh. I get the impression Arenvald is a lot more apprehensive than he lets on. He will have been grateful Alphinaud was there to see him off. So Estinian was bound for Ishgard. Whatever it is that brings him home, we must hope it will keep him there long enough for us to find him. Come, there is no time to lose. I've only visited Ishgard once before, after the devastation of the 8th Umbral Calamity. To see the place in all its in all its original glory, is a tantalizing prospect indeed. Assuming we find him, this will be my first encounter with the famous Estinian, and if he's half the man Alphinaud claims, I fully expect to go weak at the knees. Perhaps do a bit of fainting while I'm at it. Alphinaud really talks up all of these people. That's so cute. All present? Good. Let us split up and search for Estinian. Since we're relatively new to this place, Graha and I will look around the open spaces, the squares and markets and whatnot. You and Zordia can delve into the nooks and crannies. Very well. Let us reconvene at the airship landing later, with or without Estinian. Good luck. I think I shall begin at the Sky Steel Manufactory, so perhaps you could try the congregation? Lucia may well have heard news of our friend's return. Is there a place where we can see Graha and Elisei just wandering around? Or am I just super hopeful that they might be doing that? Good morrow to you, Warrior of Light. Lord Emmerich sent word that you would be attending the meeting at Alamillo, so I gather you have not come in search of him. To what do we owe the pleasure of your visit? I see. No, we were not aware Sir Estinian had returned to Ishgard, but as I expect you remember, he is wont to come and go as he pleases. Mayhap he came seeking an audience with Lord Emmerich, only to find him absent? In any event, I am afraid I cannot help you. Perhaps one of your companions has fared better. Sir Estinian is every bit as elusive as Oriange suggested. Cute. I wonder what Alphinaud says about him. Aww, Graha's so cute, I swear. Oh? Estinian! I...
暁の金庫番に出会ったかと思えばこの出迎え偶然の再会ってわけじゃなさそうだなまあいいさこうして懐かしい Oh no! Oh
no! No! Estinian!
一瞬別人かと思ったぜ。随分とたくましい顔するな。
No! The cringe! The cringe! Ah! Ah!
なあ、相棒。アルフィノはどうして黙っているんだ
Oh no! Oh no! He didn't. Oh no, he did not. Damn! 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 Oh no! Dude! Cross! I can't with these. His eyes glow! I love that.
Oh,
アリゼの叫び声が聞こえたが
I swear. Cheeks hurt. It's up there with Little Sun, 100% Frizz. 100%.
ミスティニアン殿やっと会えた
Oh.
そんなことがすまない妹のことまでは話していなかった
やれやれ、おかげでいらぬ怒りを買ったぜ。先に本物と再会していたとて、俺は同じ言葉をかけさせてもらっただろうよ。
Aww.
前よりもいい顔つきになったな。
Wholesome.
もう坊ちゃんなんて呼ばれたくはないからね
Aww.
嬉しそうにしちゃってま
I'll say chill.
あになって兄貴面してくるような相手のこと昔はすっごく苦手だったのよね。でも今は彼ともアレンバルトともああして話せてる。
Aww. Perhaps he sees them as the brothers he never had. I think he learned how to talk with people rather than at them. Well, you can't keep him all to yourself forever. Wait, I kind of want the third one. I'll do it.
そんなわけないでしょ。やめてよね。アルフィノも変わったんだなって。そういう話を。
Mm-hmm. Cute. Too cute.
私の事情は分かった。俺はマタイ陸までの船を借りようとコートに立ち寄ったんだが。
As a slaw.
あ、大陸そうかかの地にはバハムートと深い縁で結ばれた竜が
That makes sense.
ああ、七大天竜が一翼ティアマット。かつて菅井たるバハムートを万神として呼び下ろした竜が今なお拘束され続けている。
Oh, we're going back to Tiamat. We're finally gonna wrap up that story? I almost forgot about her.
本来の召喚者であるティアマットならルナ・バハムートについて何かを察知している可能性もあるか。
That makes sense.
その調査に同行させてもらっても移動の足には暁の飛空艇を使えばいい
Yes, we do.
断る理由はないが、そっちの嬢ちゃんは
今度私とアルフィノを間違えたら承知しないからね。すかした態度聞いてたのと全然違うじゃない。
Chill.
俺も読んでたのとだいぶ違って感じるが、アルフィノたちがこれだけ信頼を寄せる相手なんだ。この調査で理解し合えるといいな。
Hey. Oh, we're already out here? I guess that makes sense. We have an airship now. So we can go anywhere. Hey, Astidian!
Tiamat summoned Bahamut once before. She may have again, willfully or no. Not to complain, but I didn't expect to find myself here again quite so soon. So this is the Delta Quadrant, where countless dragons yet lie imprisoned, the great Tiamat among them. It has been quite some time since I last set foot in Azazla, but I understand the three of you were here rather more recently. I don't suppose you chanced to meet with Tiamat during your visit? Alas, we had no cause to set foot here in the Delta Quadrant, but I have studied the relevant records, which is not to say I wouldn't appreciate a first-hand account of your dealings with her. Well then, Zordia is the person to ask. As far as I know, she's the only one of us to have met Tiamat face to face.
Even now she remains a prisoner of the Allegan Empire. Let's just say it helped that Midgard Sommer was there to introduce me. Even now she remains a prisoner.
Ever since the end of the war with Merasidia, yes. To have been held captive for so long. I too have met with Tiamat.
Oh?
After the Dragon Song War came to a close, I came here to speak with her, a worm who had fought her own war against man in another age. I wished to know if she yet harbored thoughts of vengeance, and asked as much. She said no. She said,
words are hard.
My hatred for your kind was extinguished long ago, but the guilt she feels for resurrecting Bahamut burns undimmed. It torments her even now. I see. Then your original reason for coming here was out of concern that Tiamat had been forced to summon Bahamut. Nidhogg is a part of me. I feel his emotions as my own, and I know that he would not allow his sister to be made a tool of evil. In his absence, it falls to me to watch over her.
Aww! I love Estinian!
Our grandfather sacrificed everything to protect the realm from Bahamut. We must be prepared to do the same. The Azure Dragon of history were the mortal enemies of the dragons, yet now they would be hard-pressed to find a soul who understood them better. It was the Ascians who taught Tiamat the secrets of summoning, even as they supplied the Alligans with the means to capture primals. So much suffering, all of it by design.
Tiamat awaits, this way. Ooh, this music.
Resigned to her fate though she may be, I cannot help but feel that we may be able to help Tiamat, would she only let us.
I'm glad we're actually getting back to her story. I was a little, like, we're just gonna keep her there? In Heaven's Ward?
So this is one of the 7 great worms. Even thus confined, her presence is overwhelming. To think that man is responsible for all this, and so much else that dragonkind has suffered.
I like how he calls me Aibo. I am Estinian's Aibo. So there's a lunar version of your beloved and kind of wreaking havoc everywhere, and I don't know how you feel about this. Are you okay? Aww. Oh? Her story is so sad. Oh, that's right. Aww. Her story keeps getting sadder.
そうだな。踏みにじられた尊厳の上にさらに泥を浴びせられるような胸くその悪い話だ。それでティアマットよ、悲劇を紡がれ、ああ悲しいと嘆いてみせて。メソメソメソメソと。俺たちは、俺はそんな泣き言を聞きに来たわけじゃない。七大天竜として、メラシリアのドラゴンたちの祖として、光竜バハムートのつがいたる暗竜ティアマットとして、お前が何をするのか。
Mother of Dragons.
それを確かめに来たんだ。
Yes. Estinian went there. He went there.
Anataもまた万神の祝福を受けている。七大天竜として強大な魂を有するがゆえに理性を保っておられるが。
Can we undo it?
再びバハムートと対峙し、さらなるエーテル放射を浴びれば、おそらくは今度こそ魂の奥深くまで侵食され、傀儡同然に。
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Maybe we could free you? Eh? Maybe we could free you? Eh? Let's do it. Yes, we can do it! We can do it! Yo, this is so cool. We're going, oh. I love Shadowbringers.
私たちはテンパードの治療法を編み出したの。さすがに七大天竜を癒したことはないけど、理論上は祝福の影響を取り除けるはずよ。
過去に向き合わねば決して前には進めないことを私は知っています。
True!
あなたが万神召喚を過ちと感じているなら、今まさに過ちと向き合う時が来たのではないですか。この機会を逃せば、あなたの心は永遠に檻の中だ。
Bro, why am I getting emotional? Redemption. Saved by a little Porksy. Ooh, this is so cool. I remember tearing up when I first heard her story. Oh, Estinian smile. Dude. Dude. 'Twould seem she still has some pride after all. Let's see if she's as good as her word.
It won't make up for what she's suffered at the hands of men, but if there's a chance we can free her, truly free her, we owe it to her to try.
I confess my heart was in my throat when Estinian thought to berate her, but it appears to have had the desired effect. Graham was so close to me.
While the Porksies have shown to be effective in curing the tempered, Tiamat must be considered a special case. She is far, far larger and immeasurably more powerful than any subject treated thus far. Were we to remove her restraints only to find that the process had failed, we would be hard-pressed to contain her. Then, before going ahead, we should learn as much as we can about the exact nature of her condition. Do you suppose we can find the information here?
Why, yes, we can. We can indeed. The Elegans kept detailed records on all of their notable captives, and I know exactly where to look. I shall leave that to you, then. In the meantime, the rest of us can turn our thoughts to the removal of those shackles. I feel like Estinian could literally just go, bam, and it's done. I know Alphinaud and Zordia here well enough, but not you. Are you certain you're ready to see this through? Graha's been through a lot, man. He's great.
Rest assured, Sir Estinian, that I am both ready and willing to give my all for the sake of this star, though that is not my only reason for wanting to set Tiamat free. While I do not claim to know all of her sorrow, I too once found myself in a prison of despair, and I well understand how hard it can be to dare to dream of escape. It took the encouragement of braver souls than I am to make me take the first step toward a brighter future, and now I would help Tiamat do the same. I gather you are not as young as you look. Mayhap when our work is done, we could trade tales over a pot of Tataru's famous tea, and be indebted to her for the leaves of hot water. Estinian kills me! I think not. I see. Returning swiftly to the task at hand, then. I believe the nodes governing Tiamat's restraints are located in the sector known as the Flagship. Ah, yes, we are familiar with it. The Aetherochemical Research Facility in particular. Oh, you may wish to take this, a spirit vessel containing a small amount of my blood. Here. A little bit of my blood, so it's not, your way is not barred. Which you just... Exactly, Alice, say thank you. Which you just happen to be carrying around with you. Bruh. What? I suppose that could seem rather odd. To explain, Rambros, Unriange, and I are researching the use of spirit vessels in the transference not only of memories, but the traits of certain bloodlines, and so I keep one at the ready should an opportunity to test our theories arise. Graha, I swear. So eager. I love him. As for its use to you, you may recall that during our previous visit, the nodes here granted access to restricted functions, having identified me as being of royal blood, and armed with that spirit vessel, I posit that they will do the same for you, even in the absence of, well, the rest of me. It seemed worth a try, at least. Agreed. We will take good care of it. To the flagship, then. Alyssae and I shall remain here and attend to necessary preparations. In the event that the spirit vessel fails to work as expected, you know where to find me. Good luck. It's possible the restraints may have mitigated the effects of her tempering, but Tiamat has been enthralled to Bahamut for thousands of years. To have clung onto her reason through it all says a lot for her strength of will, more than a lot.
Look at them with their mana cutters, it's cute.
I would rather leave these elegant contraptions to you and Alphinaud. Let's split up and search the flagship for the node that controls Tiamat's restraints, and should you find a likely candidate, do not be tempted to make any adjustments. It would not do to accidentally release some manner of experimental monstrosity, nor less Tiamat herself in her current state. Our objective at this stage is simply to identify the relevant node or nodes. Once we have learned what we can, we should reconvene and compare notes prior to proceeding.
Will do, Alphinaud. Will do. Malodorous node?
Bzz, friction between metallic components detected. Temperature increasing to critical levels. Please replace damaged parts or retreat to safe distance.
Hello, Estinian. How goes your search?
These nodes, or whatever you call them, why do they quiver so?
Because you are in their presence.
I realize I've said this before, and on more than one occasion, but I never cease to be amazed by elegant technology. Amazed and disturbed.
Yes, me too. Me too, Alphinaud. I am thoroughly disturbed.
Blip bloop. Warning. Scheduled dragon restraint maintenance due in -2020 years. Failure to verify system integrity may result in unscheduled specimen release.
Obstreperous node. I need to Google that.
Data link with data quadrant broken. Possible cause intruder interface. Advised deployment of automated combat units. Proceed.
Infernal things! One of them sent a swarm of mechanical vilekin to plague me. I must have angered it. I'm afraid Estinian and I have little to show for our efforts. Did you find anything?
I did, a node which smelled like burnt hair.
Yes, a chirping node which spontaneously warned me about neglecting the dragon restraints.
I like how it stresses dragon restraints. I found a way to activate mechanical sentries, if that's any help.
Spontaneously, you say? Well, that does sound promising. Almost suspiciously so, in fact. But then you were in possession of the spirit vessel. I dare say it is indeed the node of which Graha spoke. And it was chirruping, you say? Very well, let us take a closer look.
Blip, do you wish to operate the dragon restraint mechanisms? Blip bloop, you do not have the requisite access privileges. Operation of the dragon restraint mechanisms may only be undertaken by the chief technologist and member of the royal family.
Or those with a vessel full of royal blood, perhaps.
Blip, new user detected. Commencing biometric authentication.
Bruh, I can't read.
Blip bloop. Authentication complete. User identified. Member of the royal family. Please state your name.
I kind of want to go with Alphinaud, Livelier. See what he says. Or should I go with Estinian? I kind of want to see Estinian. Estinian doesn't like... What's funnier? I love Estinian.
Very funny, but if that thing speaks my name, I shall see that it never speaks again. Use your own, ZorDon, in case you've forgotten.
Wait! I had to.
Bloop.
Username changed. Welcome, Zordia Doom. You may operate the dragon restraint mechanism when ready. Blip bloop. Error. Unable to disengage restraints of specimen. Tiamat. A system update is required.
A system update? What do you suppose it is asking of us? To smash it to I could hazard a guess. Well, that's more than I can say, confounded bloody thing.
User agitation detected. Initiating guidance program. Bloop. In order to operate the restraint mechanism, I require access to central control system. However, I am unable to establish a link to said system due to the obsolescence of my own software. This issue can be resolved by applying a system update using the corresponding terminal located within the flagship.
So, can this thing release the restraints or not? It can, but only once it has received the requisite system update, as far as I can tell. Until which time it'll float there spewing nonsense.
User dissatisfaction detected. Initiating placation protocols. Bloop. I am here to help. Rest assured that I will be on hand to guide you through every step of system update process.
How gratifying. But I dare say we will fare better with guidance than without it. La 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 la.